Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Pura vida, mi gente. Much love and respect. Thanks for tuning in. We got another episode of Genealogical Stories. All right. We got another volunteer to do a public life genealogy. All right. Hope you guys enjoy and learn a lot and pick up a lot of tips. All right. And let's see what we can find. Try to find some real history, some interesting things here. You know, every family is different. So, you know, we never know what we're going to find, you know, honestly. But we got again, another volunteer. Appreciate the brother. I got Jonas here. He's been following for, you know, about 4 years. He's supporting on Patreon and everything. And I appreciate him and for being here and the support he's given. You know, so, hey, what's up, Jonas?
Peace, love, and light, man.
Peace,
Thanks
peace.
for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for volunteering. Yeah. So I got the Genealogical Stories playlist for everybody. In case you've missed previous episodes, we've done celebrities, historical people, And now we're doing, some regular folks or what people call regular, but these ain't regular folks. Not nobody I speak to is regular folks, right? Everybody got their unique, story, power, energy, purpose, So, uh, but go ahead and check out the previous episodes if you haven't. We're gonna do 29 today. All right. So shout out to Olmec 12 for the intro background beats. All right, those are the ones you heard right now and the one in the intro. Shout out to Signs as well. We got some intro background music from him as well. So shout out to the music producers and thank you for your contribution. All right. So we're gonna get started right away. So I do have Jonas's tree. Okay. Hey Jonas, did I help you with your other tree already? Or is this the first time?
I think you helped me with the last one too. You actually looked at it.
Okay. So let's see. I got the info here. So you're a Brinkley, right? But that was through your maternal mom, right?
Correct.
Okay. So your paternal last name it would be Jackson, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we got your birth December 12th, 1984.
It's 18th, September 18th.
Oh, 18, yeah. Sorry about that. Good thing you're here. And Tifton, Georgia? Tifton, Georgia?
Correct.
Okay. Tiff, okay. Continue. We're gonna add your dad, biological dad, Arthur Lee Jackson.
Right.
Okay. And he's still living.
Yes.
Yep. He was born December 23rd, 1925. I mean, sorry, 45. And Hawkinsville, Pulaski, Georgia.
Right.
Okay. So in general, your family kind of starts out mostly in Georgia, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So then your mom, we have Gary Nell, Brinkley. Okay.
Right.
Female, and may she rest in peace, passed away in 1920. Let me see. January 16th. She was born November 20th. Okay. And also from Tifton, Georgia. That's where she was born.
Correct.
Okay. Is that in Tiff as well, or the county?
Yeah, this it's Till County. Till County.
Okay. And then she passed away in was that Lawrenceville, Georgia?
Right.
Okay. Gwinnett, Georgia. That's what comes up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. What happened? right, so right away we got the parents, which you do have on your tree, is Joseph Brinkley and Minnie Mae Whitehead. Are these correct? These
Yep,
potential?
that's correct. Yep, that's
Okay.
correct.
Montezuma. Okay. So for Arthur, we have Ernest Jackson and Charlie Lee Glenn. That's your
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm father's side.
Uh, is this him in Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia? That's probably. Let me see. This looks like white folks here. Yeah, that's probably. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to add the parents manually, guys. As you see, they didn't give me no hints for the parents or anything, but he knows the info, so we're gonna add it manually, and eventually it'll auto populate. Ernest without an A. Jackson. Do you know where in Georgia he was born? Ernest?
That was the information that I was having a hard time trying to find. But
Okay.
from what my father said, I think it was in Miami.
Miami, Georgia?
No, Florida.
Oh, Miami, Florida. That's where he was born, Ernest?
Yeah, from my understanding, but I
Okay.
was still trying to gather information on that one.
All right. On your tree it says Georgia.
So it's either gonna be between either Georgia or Florida, but I know he
Let me
said
see.
that he ended up moving to Florida.
Okay. Okay, I see you have you have census on your tree. So in 19 this should pop up. So it says 1920 census. Ernest is a baby, literally. He's not even one yet. And there he says birthplace Georgia for him right there. And then 1930 it says Georgia as well. So yeah, we'll put Georgia. So his parents are probably from Florida then. Let me see. So let me just show you. All right, you see? And in this 1920, he's with Jesse and Annie. Is that your relatives?
Might be. I have to ask him.
Okay. This is what you have on your tree. So well, let me see. Yeah. Okay. January 29th, 1920. Okay. State, Florida. So as soon as I added him, oh look, there's supposedly 11 hints. Just gotta refresh here. Let me see. There we go. So okay, so on your tree, you do have these attached, but you don't have you didn't like add the parents. It's unknown, so it's still blank. But and there's 1920 something. Let me see, yeah, 1920. It's giving us an Ernest Jackson from Georgia and Jesse and Annie. You don't have no way to verify that? Like I say, do you guys know Jesse or Annie, like any relatives?
Yeah, I would have to call him and ask.
Okay, because you do have it attached on your ancestry. That one in the 1930, this one. And right here he's living with, it says he's a grandson. So Flora Henderson, does that sound familiar in your family, that last name?
I think we do have some Henderson somewhere
Okay.
down the line.
Yeah, Ernest right here, he's 9. He's listed as the grandson of Flora Henderson. If this is him. Yeah, you know if they lived in Pulaski? And Hawkins,
Yeah,
Hawkinsville, right?
That's where my father lived in Hawkinsville. He
Okay.
was actually born in Hawkinsville.
Okay, so it makes sense. This should be him right here then. Okay. He had a son named Ernest. Does he have your brother? I mean, your dad has a brother named Ernest?
Yep.
Okay. So, Christine, is that your grandma? Let me see what you got here.
That probably was his brother wife or some. There had to be a son. I never met him, so I mean, I can't really say who he actually married.
Okay. Yeah, Christine could be like, another partner he had. Yeah. Did you have Charlie Lee Glenn? That's the correct one, right? Charlie Lee Glenn Richardson?
Yeah, that was my grandmother on my father's side.
Yeah, okay. That's his mom for sure, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know her.
So I'm gonna add her first, and before we add his second marriage or whatever partner. Richardson is her maiden name.
And then I think it was
Richardson Lawson. Okay, so okay. Richardson, is that like a marriage name she had or something?
Yeah, I think it was like Lawson. But okay. I think the maiden was Richardson though, because I know her son. She actually got another son named Richardson.
Okay. So let me see. Let me see who you got for her parents. Okay, actually for her parents you got Charles Glenn and Mammy Bossman. So Glenn is the actual last name. Like according to what you have. So maybe Richardson and Lawson and some other marriages. Oh yeah, it says spouse Sammy Lee Lawson. That's what you have.
Yep.
So that's a marriage name. So that's not the maiden name. And then you got Richardson as well. Russell Richardson, Sr.
Correct.
So all right. So her maiden name is actually Glenn, just so you could understand, that's the name she was born with. Like that was passed down to her. And then she married these other two. Including Jackson, right? She was with. So birthday you have 11th February 1926. So what I'm grabbing from your tree is what I should be going off, right?
Right.
Okay. And it says she was born in Vienna, Duli.
Yep.
Okay. October 28. 2000. In Tifton. Okay. Here we go. So for Ernest, back to Ernest. Oh yeah, we're still figuring out. Is there anybody you can text that can verify if that's his parents, Jesse and Annie?
Not offhand. I can probably give him a quick call.
All right. Yeah, you can like mute here, and if you want to try to call somebody.
All right.
Mhm. Hey, so anybody, you just gotta hit me up on the platforms if you guys are interested in volunteering for the public live genealogy. Make sure you have all the info. It's very important, guys, because a lot of people really don't have the info. Like it's almost every time. Like this is what not just for me, for yourself, right? If you want to do it correctly, if you want to do your own genealogy, you need to have your info, your parents, and all for your grandparents, preferably, right? If you can go further than your grandparents, even better. And what info? Again, full names. Pay attention, guys. Full names, birth and death years, locations of birth and death. Basic info, like there, of who, of your parents, and all for your grandparents, at least. At least, if you don't have that, don't hit me up. Don't hit me up. Get that info. Get a name. Get something. Get something. Right? At least of the names, at least one of these three things. Get something. So it's basic info, but a lot of people say they do. Everybody tells me, No, not to pick on you, Lechati. Everybody tells me the same. I got that. I got that. And every time we do an episode, what happens? Even we did one live last. We had a guy in the chat. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. But we had to like call, while we were live and wait and have him talk to he didn't have all the info. So it's very important to have the info, full names, birth and death years, locations of birth of both your parents, of all four of your grandparents, not the I don't know about this line. Well, I didn't grow up with him, you know. I mean everybody's, right? Okay. So we're clear with that. So just hit me up, yeah, like on any of my public, you know, platforms. I try to stay up to date in general with all of them.
Yeah, I couldn't get an answer.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't get an answer. I just
Oh,
called, but
okay.
nobody answered. I guess it.
No worries. Charlie E. Richardson. Charlie Glenn. Okay. I'll go through the hint to see if it makes sense. If not, we just leave it there until you can confirm. But it seems it might be the parents.
All right.
So on this side, you wouldn't know too much of the people. Oh, wow. Not who. She has your family members. She has another tree. This one right here. Yeah, she has your relatives for some reason. She might be a genealogist or she might be a cousin. Everybody's married by her. Okay. Yeah, so you get when you go through the hints, one of the hints is other family trees, which are most likely in general other cousins, distant cousins, other family members that you might not know, that you might know. So on the Brinkley side, we have oh man, I was working on your tree. I just realized, my fault. Oh man. So here's Charlie Lee Glenn at 13 with her parents Charlie Glenn and Mary Elvira Bozeman or Boozman. They were in Pulaski, Georgia. I'm sorry, guys. I was working on history like without even realizing because he had some hints. Okay. all her siblings. Your grandmas.
Right, I know them.
You know those names? Okay.
Yep.
Because that's where she's buried. It's her and one of her husbands, Emily Lawson. Appreciate everybody in the live chat. Thanks for coming through. And we're just gonna add all these records. Yeah, just gonna... So Ancestry and Family Search are owned by the same people. So most of the information you get on Ancestry is actually being pulled from Family Search. I always, again, recommend having both. Have both accounts. One of them is free, so. But Ancestry is, if you want to meet other family members, it's more user-friendly as well, but it's the same info. You might actually see more documents on Family Search, because that's where it's being pulled from. Yeah, you'll be able to click on certain documents you can't click on Ancestry. You can find them on Family Search. So here's your tree right here. Okay, Jonas Brinkley. Okay. Do you know Valerie Wade?
I actually met on here.
She looks a little bit like you, man. Yeah, look, the same family stuff right there, resemblance, man. Same tribe, you know.
Right.
So that's probably a distant cousin or something of yours, you know, on this side, because she got these people. Maybe we might run into her tree again somewhere else. Nisi, Pearl, Dorothy, Raymond, Annie, Belle, Essie Mae Glenn, Lula Mary Glenn. Those are all her siblings. Okay. Good on that side. So Van Buren Brinkley. So on this side, are you more familiar? Like, with...
Yeah, I'm from, yeah.
Okay. They ain't trying to give me the hints, you see? They're hating. So you got Van Buren Brinkley and Sally Lee Hillman. That's correct, right?
Correct.
Okay. about his parents. Okay, we're gonna add that. Okay. Hmm. They're hating. Let's see. Hmm. No worries. Hmm. See, they ain't trying to give us the. You see how they're hating, right? Oh man.
Yeah, I have it on my other chart. I mean, on that chart that I gave you.
Yeah. No, I see your tree. You got the names. So let me see. You got Asender Whitehead and Hattie Mae Whitehead for the parents for Minnie.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Hattie Mae Green. Yeah. There we go. Hating. So here she is with her parents, Arsender, at 7 years old, in Garden Valley, Macon, Georgia, and all her siblings. Big family here. Manny Green, that's probably grandma right here. Uh, Hey, Duchess of York. Everybody tree I work on, they all have their own subscriptions. The ones I work on, at least. So I don't know who you're talking about. Mhm. Yeah, I just had to upgrade to the world thing. I had it, and then I didn't have it for a while, and I really do need it because I help a lot of people with from Canada, Mexico, and other countries, and certain countries do come up, not all of them, but yeah, especially for Canada, man. Like you need that international feature. For me, it's worth it, guys. Because I help out a lot of people, and I do a lot of research and investigation. So it's benefit for me. But if you have nobody in Canada or anything, I mean, I guess you don't need it. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, Jonas, sometimes I'm just like, talking to everybody, 'cause I'm just like trying to read through the chat. Yeah. But just like when you see me do anything, you see anything, wrong or anything, just let me know. But I'm just going through the hints, and I'm also verifying with your side, your account, so it's pretty much matching with the hints. So. So on your account, you have Will or William Green and Mammy Green as Hattie. Yeah, as Hattie's parents. Let me. I'm gonna add that. So I'm gonna bring because they're not trying to give it to me yet. So this is a good thing. You see, guys, like I'm looking at his account and I'm looking at Hattie's profile, and I see like the sources, and then I see that he has her parents on his account and they got sources. All this should be coming up on my end. It should be popping up, auto-populating, also saying potential dad, potential. But see, sometimes it doesn't work. So don't always depend on the website, guys. This is what I'm saying. Don't always depend on the website. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna grab the link for the 1920 census where Hattie is with her parents that he has in his account, right? It's this one right here. Oh, see, I already had this one attached. It didn't add her parents. It's supposed to add her parents. Not sure why it didn't. Let's see. Okay, see, now it's doing it. Not sure why it didn't do it before. So now we got Will and Mammy. She was living with them at 11 years old. And I did see Mammy Green on one of the other censuses. I don't know if you guys remember. I said that's probably the grandma. I'm going to show you guys what I meant. So this is the kind of thing you got to pay attention to. This is what I'd be paying attention to. So in the 1940 census, Hattie's 28. She got her husband, Arcender, and then there's a older person here who's 55. Everybody's younger than her. Yeah, I noticed that, and I saw Manny Green, and I literally thought Mammy. Like I didn't think Manny, or maybe Nanny or Mammy Green. So that confirms, what we found in the 1920 census with Will and Mammy. We don't know her maiden name yet. Let me see. Yeah, we don't know the maiden name yet, but we'll try to figure that out. So now the hint popped up. As soon as I added the other one, I got the 1910 census popping up with Hattie. She should be one or a baby. Yeah. So they always got the ages kind of a little bit off on the census. People are guessing a lot of the time. So they're in Garden Valley, Macon still. They're both 20 years old supposedly, and Hattie's a baby, right? You see that? Will, Mammy Green, and Hattie Mae.
Yep, I see it.
Okay. Are these names you had in your oral history, or you knew in your family?
Nah, actually, I called a couple of family members there.
Okay. You know who Tina Cole is?
No idea.
Okay. She's probably a cousin. She has all your people, right? She even has pictures. That image, I don't know. Well, you have it too. So, but she has it also. Is that image something your family has somewhere of Hattie Mae? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Then we got Judith Nash Hudson as well. She's willing to help. That's one of your, probably a cousin. So these are people you can contact that are actually willing to talk to you about, ancestry stuff and all that, especially your cousins, Say, hey, I'm Hattie Mae's grandson or great grandson, whatever. Lachade, most of the trees connected to yours, they in general, they're your family. You don't have to know, not everybody knows their third cousin twice removed or fourth cousin or second cousin, even you might have first cousins you don't know. I don't know. But, most of them are family. They wouldn't be doing that unless they're a genealogist. And you can't just assume all of them are genealogists. It's not, most of them are your relatives. They have them up for a reason. It's, big families, So we are okay. So for Arcender, you didn't have any parents. Oh man, here we go again. You
mean on my father's side?
Yeah, Arcender. So you got Minnie's parents, Arcender and Hattie, and then Arcender. You had Black.
Yeah, I couldn't find those.
Yeah. It's no worries. So yeah, a lot of it is Dean Supreme, the Supreme Man, he says a lot of that is BS. What is BS, man? What are you talking about? All you have to do is contact them and ask them.
Yeah, I asked, but like I can only go back so far. Like they don't recall certain people. Like I don't. I mean, from my understanding, it was like it seemed like it was just a lot of division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, like it's family. There's weird family members, just like normal. Like there's cool family members. There's family members that might not want to talk to you. That your side of the family. I get all that. But these people wouldn't just have your family members for no reason. Why would anybody just be creating trees? How would they know all the info? It's not
Makes
just
sense.
genealogists. It's not just genealogists. What I'm saying. All right. Yeah, you got to use discernment. Exactly. You got to use your own discernment. You go to these people's trees and everything. Like, look, I'm opening this person, right? All you got to do is, hey, are you related? Why do you have my family tree? Why are you building my family tree? Very simple. Instead of just conspiracy theories and assuming. That's how you do normal things. You contact people and ask them, hey, why do you have my family? Are you related to me? And I'm trying to tell you, that's what ends up happening. In general, I people tell me, they get the story. I've done it with my tree. Nobody's making up BS. Hey, Jones, I'm talking to the chat, right? Because I'm not talking to you, just in case. I don't want you to think I'm talking to you.
No,
But
okay.
yeah, you know. And if you think any of this is BS, you don't have to be here. Nobody's forcing you. So we do these public lives for education, to help people see how you can manage, go through the hints and go through the website and do it on your own, and how we're doing it literally from scratch. So there's like no excuse to say, well, I don't even know how to get started, any of that. We're doing it from scratch. I'm showing you. And you see, I go through every little detail, every little hint. You have to take your time with it. We don't do the lives for people to come. Like nobody's competing or trying to like. I'm not like trying to be a master teacher to anybody or anything like that. So, that's how you feel. Nobody's really forcing you to be here. It's for educational purposes, and most people appreciate this.
I know I do.
There's weird people who lie all over the world, Dean. That what has to do with what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. If you know me, I'm done with the generalizing. Get specific, man. All right. If you encountered that on your tree, you contacted all the people associated to all the trees that have popped up, and you've verified that they're not your family, then that's your tree. That's a weird exception. You got all these people creating trees of your family, but they're not related to you. That's weird. If that's what you're saying. But anyways, weird people. There's weird people in your family, like everybody's family. You got weird relatives. You got cool relatives, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, yeah. But the point is, don't scare people in doing the genealogy and contact their own family members, their own cousins that they don't know that might be able to help them. Don't scare them, man. Let them try. We're not gonna generalize. Is the point. Let's get specific. Who did you contact and who was building your tree and it wasn't your family? Give me a name. Who are you talking about? That happened to you? Okay, cool. How many of your streets did you contact? They're all not your relatives? So, I'm like doing people's genealogy is a very personal thing, and I take this very serious. Like I try to do it, and I'm very respectful about it, and like try to like make sure I'm doing it correct. Nobody's here and doing no BS, man. So you didn't come correct, man. Talking about BS, man. Yeah. But it's okay, man. We're good. We're gonna continue, man. Stick around, man. That's never happened yet. There you go, Phil. Thanks, Phil. Okay, so we got S in there. I'm gonna hit search because see if we can get some parents or something. See, a very unique name. Maybe something come up. So we got okay. What's already here? Yeah, your approach is very important. Exactly. When you approach your family members, not everybody knows what like don't expect them to. And you gotta understand history and especially genealogy is very personal to people. People start assuming you're trying to be sneaky and going up in their business, and that's not what it is, but we're just trying to get past certain people so we can know our ancestors, like our whole family tree. So person. That's right, Powhatan. I know Powhatan. I know. Just don't want to say it. Like it's all good. So I'm gonna use family search. I'm on familysearch.org. As you guys saw, I went into my account. Okay, we're trying to look for Arcender Whitehead's parents. He was born 1907. I hit search, and you guys see I'm not really getting anything. Like, and I'm like, they're not even giving me anything close to his name. So I'm telling the filter, give me something exactly like his name. Right? And it's nothing, right? Nothing. So Arcender, is that a middle name? I'm gonna try on family search. I'm gonna try to actually see if I can pull up anything. Montezuma. Seven. All right, here we go. We have the 1940 census already. We don't need that one. This is what? Residence record. Birth date 1908. You got okay. Daughter. Okay. Daughter's death certificate here with Hattie. Alien A. That's it. That's weird. So he was born 1907. 1900 census would tell us, let's see, a 1900 census will tell us who his parents are. A birth certificate would, but those ain't popping up. Even the 1910 census. See, so 1910, no, 1900. Yep. All right. So what can you do? Are you familiar like with the I mean, this is pretty far. These are your great grandparents. Would anybody in your family know any names or anything about their parents?
I don't like what you just said earlier about like you got some weird family members. That's a fact because I have reached out to some relatives on that side, and everybody act like it's a secret. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it's weird.
Sally. Hmm. They are hating today, man, with the hints. So this is what you need, guys. Again, full names, birth and death years, locations of birth and death. So not just the years when it says the birth, like birth dates, like if you have the day, the month, even better, right? Full birth dates, full death dates, locations where that happened, and their full names. When it comes to the women in general, maiden name, unless the child took on the mother's name and not the dad's name. But in general, it's the other way around. Okay, it's hating, man. Hey, Lee Shadi, don't really like. You don't have to send me. Like, I don't really go into people's trees unless I'm sitting down with them in front of me, right? Like this. I don't. That's when I look at your tree. You know. And again, I do it from scratch. So if I do a session with you, we'll do it on that same day. So don't send your link to anybody. Yeah. Don't give nobody access. Okay, here goes the hints now. All of a sudden. There we go. Yeah. They might be doing a maintenance or something. Said Fly Mama said it wasn't working, huh? The hints. What you guys saw. A lot of people are related. Not everybody. It's not all skinfolk ain't kinfolk, but a lot of people are related in different ways. A lot of times not how you expect. Hello. Hello, what is this? Yeah, I had an Ecuadorian friend in high school, and yeah, I used to love his mom's food. It was really good. I'm just reading the chat, guys. My mom was spoiled with the Ecuadorian food. She lives in Ecuador. She moved to Ecuador. She's not originally from there, but she said, "Hey, everybody look like me. They say I look like them, and you know." Okay, this stuff is not working right. You're a Brinkley? Yeah, it might be related. It might be related. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to search for Sally Hillman without her marriage last name, just her maiden name. So I removed all the. This is just search filters. I haven't really removed it from the profile, just from the search. So I can get only Hillman. Okay. Yeah, Sally Hillman. That's definitely her. It says I already have this. It's weird. Sally, granddaughter. Okay. So we do know her grandparents. Okay. So let me see. So we're having trouble finding her parents, but we know her grandparents. So Sally Hillman, granddaughter of Florence Evans. So, what I interpret from this is that because she's a Hillman and she's 12 years old, that might be her dad's last name, Hillman, and her mom might be the Evans, and she might be living with her mom's grandparents here. Right? There's even a Jackson here. Huh. Oh no, that's a Johnson. So Norm. So it says mother. Wait, mother. Okay, that's their mom. Border. Okay, granddaughter. So we know and on the maternal side, her mom is a Evans, most likely. So that's a lead right there. Like even if we don't have her parents, that's a lead right there, right? We know that Sally's mom is a Evans, her grandparents. So what we can probably do, guys, is to cheat a little, right? As we can just leave the first name blank. We put Evans. For the mom, female. We put for the age about 18. We'll put 22 years older than Sally. So that would be 69, 67. So 1867. Sally was born in, oh man, I gotta do it over. So Sally was born in Georgia. Now I gotta do it over. Hold on, sorry. So Evans. Watch how I'm gonna do this, guys. Watch what I'm gonna do here. So about 1867. So we'll say she might have passed away in Georgia because that's where her daughter was, right? So that's as much as I could kind of input here. Right. Cool. Okay. So for the mom, we're gonna put her parents, which we know again, 1910. We got Florence Evans, the head of household. Okay, and he would be born. He would be. See, why does it say Johnson and then Evans? Now that got me confused. Let's go back to the. So they're saying that he's actually a Johnson. When they put the, I forget that symbol, the name, the barracks or whatever. That's when they're correcting. So I got Florence Evans, but they're saying he's a Johnson. There is a Johnson over here, which is his mom. Oh, okay. So his mom's a Johnson. So that might be his mom's last name. Evans might be his dad, but See, they made it a little harder because now they're giving me a different last name. So let's do this. So we got the mom is Johnson. Okay. Let's put Evans Johnson. The brackets, there we go. I couldn't remember. So brackets, when you see brackets on Ancestry, is usually a correction they're making. They're telling you, no, this is the actual name. Let's see if it works, because now they're telling me it's either Evans or Johnson. So let's add Evans and Johnson just in case. And then for the parents, Lawrence, Evans, or Johnson. Birthday about 1835 is what it said on the census. No, 1875. What? Okay, my fault. 35. Okay. So that wouldn't be. That does not make sense. Oh yeah, I did it wrong. That's why. Sally, 1867. Okay. Trying to make sense out of this guy. So 12 years old. We have her age wrong. Let me see. 12 years old, born 1898. Yep. Says granddaughter of Florence, who's 35. Brain freeze. Yeah. I don't know. We're trying to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. Hold up. So 35. Which makes no sense to me because Sally, so 35. This is why it makes no sense, right? We're going to subtract Sally's age from 35. She's 12, right? So minus 12. 35 minus 12 is 23. How could he be her granddaughter at 23? This is why that messed me up. This is what they're trying to say. So if Florence Evans is Sally's, see how it says granddaughter? He would only be 23 years old when she was born. Does that make sense to you guys? A granddad at 23? This is wrong. This is wrong. That's why I had estimated her mom to be at least from 1867, at least 22 years old. So now I can't even do what I was gonna do because this is also all messed up. That could be her dad. That should be her dad. Honestly, like 23, that should be her dad, not her grandfather. So now I can't even. So daughter. Because look at her daughter's. Look, her daughter's 13. No, her daughter's 19. She's only 5 years older than her. This is what I'm saying. So that's probably her dad. I don't know why they put granddaughter. Yeah, Ellen is supposed to be the mom of the head of household of Florence. So the mother of, when this relationship, guys, is talking about its relationship to the head of household. They base it off the head of household. So daughter, Valley, granddaughter, right? Supposed to be his granddaughter, right? And then, yeah, maybe she's actually the granddaughter of Ellen, and they messed up the census. Whoever did this filled this out wrong. This is weird. He would only be 23 years old when she was born. How could it be his grandfather? That's kind of weird. So that kind of messed up what I was gonna do, guys. Literally, because now we have a discrepancy there, and that's not a usual thing. That's not a usual thing. So now most likely that's her dad. If anything, that should be her dad, about her dad's age or range or period. So that's kind of weird. So I can't do what I was gonna do, because what I was gonna do, guys, and I've done this before, is because when I have the grandparents, you can do that, and you know what side it's on, especially, then you can do that. You can add just the last name for the parent. You don't know any info, but if you know the grandparents, go ahead and add them, and you'll probably pull hints, and you can attach the record that you have, like this one. If this was a legit record with the correct ages, I was gonna attach it to the names I input, like Florence, and I was gonna do that. So now he has to kind of verify that, though, guys. Like, he has to make sure, like, who's the dad? Why is it saying Florence is his granddad, and he was only 23 when she was born, and her supposed aunt is only 5 years older than her. So you see what I'm saying? That's probably her dad. Who knows? What the census taker messed up? And again, guys, it's not always on purpose. They hired, they were paying minimum wage. They hired people who just needed a job. a lot of the time, not taking it too serious or not doing it correctly. So don't expect the best in census. You got to be able to discern the info again. So we kind of stuck with Arcender. I wasn't able to find anything. I hope you guys have been watching. On his account, he also doesn't have the parents. He doesn't have Sally Hillman's parents. We know that's her. We have a lead, but he has a lead with her. This is what I want you to think about if you're stuck in lines you're stuck. So we do have a lead in 1910. She's 12 years old approximately. Tiff, Georgia. Seems like this is her, right? The hints. This is what they gave us, and she's living with Florence. She's living with Florence Evans. He's 35. See, the thing is, maybe that's supposed to be 85. Maybe that's 80. They messing up the age, maybe messing up his age, and that's what's messing everything up right now. Okay? But from what I appears, it could be her dad. That could be her dad. And then it has Evans, and then they're telling us his name is really Johnson, so it makes no sense. So I'm not gonna guess. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not gonna just add stuff either when it's not even that clear. If it was more clear, I would have, and I would have shown you. And I would have shown you how it's going to pull up. We can skip a generation maybe. And maybe when you get to the parents, maybe they would have pulled a record with the actual mom or dad that we were missing. That's what I was going to do. Okay. We're going to move on to Van Buren Brinkley. This is great girl. See, now we're doing the hint thing again. They're doing it again. So usually they take a while before they let me see it. It's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It said female wear. What you talking about? Lashady. Okay. So the website is acting up today, guys. Because even when I hit search, I got these in my hints, right? But when I go to opening them, it's telling me I already have it attached. And that's not true. I don't have these attached yet. Right, so I'm attaching them now. I'm trying to make the algorithms give me the hints, pop up the hints. So the website is acting up today. Like, I know the website, guy. Like, I've been working on it for years. It's not. Yeah, see, it's not trying to cooperate today. No, it hasn't been doing that since last summer. I use it almost every day. I have videos from last week, Lashady. We was fine. Lashady, you're not even caught up with the videos. Come on, no sir. There we go. You see? They just like messing around with us. So Van Buren Brinkley. Oh, last night maybe, because I haven't touched it in a couple days, like since I did the last genealogy. So yeah, I remember this pig, bro. I think I helped you colorize that picture, right? I think I got that in. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I find it weird, bro, that it just gets stuck like this on all these people. Because it's not really like we're not in the 1830s, 40s yet, like it should, there should be something with these people's parents. And I see that I mean, you don't have many other family members doing it. Hmm. Straight hating. The hijack is hating today. Come on, spit it out. Ah, yep. Mad Indians. We're gonna find a lot of Indians. That's what's going on. They ain't trying to. I'm gonna force her to give it to me. I don't. See, it's telling me I have this attached, and I don't even have any of these attached. So it's acting up the website today. It's acting up. It's kind of weird. Hmm. I'm dodging it. I'm trying to dodge the hijack. You know how like Tyson dodges? Like I'm trying to dodge it. Like Lasky. Okay. Flora Henderson. Okay. So this is another example. This is probably a good one we can probably use just in case. So it's telling us that Ernest Jackson is the son of. We gotta go to the previous page. Flora Henderson. So that's his mom. And guys, very pay attention to this one. This one should be a lot better and more accurate. You see this symbol right here? This symbol is supposed to mean that the person actually gave the info. This person is who they interviewed. All right. When you see a circle with a cross or an X in it, that means they gave the info. And if you don't see that, which is in almost all senses, when you don't see that, that means they didn't ask the people for the info. So look, like she put circles, like she was asking these people, interviewing them. So that's his mom, Flora Henderson. And this is him in Pulaski, and he was able to confirm that with me. All right. Yeah, right here. Flora. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Tiff. Hmm. So, Jonas, you didn't grow up with your dad, right? So you wouldn't like. It's like I can't say. Would you know Ernest where he was living? Where they from? Like what towns in Georgia specifically?
Well, I can say I can hear the real my marriage.
I'm sorry.
I would say Hawkinsville probably that I mean that's my marriage.
Hawkinsville, you said?
Right.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, because this says the ages was getting me, so she would have been 45 when she had Ernest, if that's his mom. And then she has a different last name. So that's in Pulaski. That's why I added this one, right? But that could even be her grandma, his grandma. And they just put in mom. And the reason I'm saying that is a 1930 census right here. You see this one? They got him born around 1920, Ernest L. Jackson. And this is in Tiff, right? And then it has Lee Jackson and Josie as the parents.
I thought
And isn't he Ernest
I
Lee?
thought Arthur Lee Jackson,
I'm sorry?
Arthur Lee Jackson
I'm sorry, I cannot make out what you're saying.
said it. Arthur Lee Jackson.
Yeah, yeah, but then and then yeah, so Arthur Lee Jackson, and then you got that's his son, but then you got Ernest, right?
Right. So they could have just put it down as B Jackson, but it was Arthur Lee Jackson.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you see, in this census, there's a Lee Jackson, supposed dad of Ernest Jackson. This is like all stuff you got to kind of verify, because see, this we got to try to make sense of what we're finding too, because I added this one because this is a Ernest Jackson in 1940 living in Pulaski. It says son of a Flora Henderson, right? And then this other census in 1930, 10 years before that, there's a Ernest L. Jackson. I think that would be Lee. Even has a Lee Jackson dad, but then a mom is Josie. It's not. But she is younger, so this could be a second wife. Maybe Flora could be somewhere else. There's no way there. Like these are the kind of things you gotta verify on your own, on your
Yeah.
family. Like you give them the names, you be like, hey, you ever heard of Flora Henderson? They'll probably be able like, yeah, yeah, that's our grandma. That's this. And they'll.
I did ask him, but he don't know. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, like I did ask him about it, and he don't really have much information on it.
Okay. And who are you asking? Like your grandma or somebody?
Now, I asked my father about it, about his brother and stuff. mother on his, who was his mother, and he had really no idea. So I'm no, I'm just assuming that they probably wasn't as close or something. I don't know. I mean, kind of. I don't know. I don't. I kind of feel like it's strange to not know who your mother will, your mother would be,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just, but I did ask, but he had no idea.
Okay. Because it seems that there's a couple Ernest Jacksons, bro. So in Georgia, so yeah, you gotta get specific. But you gotta be able to like when you're reading through your tree and seeing who you have so far, so you can know what is the lead and hey, I got this name right here, and what to ask your folks. But if it's just your dad and he don't know anything, then it's really we're not gonna get anywhere. But that's why I was saying there's people that have trees connected to your family that you might be able to reach out to, but there's not many on your family tree. Like, let me see what Flora giving me. And they're hating with the hints. They're hating with the hints today, guys. Okay, 1950. Widow. Okay, so right here. Here's Flora had Ernest grandson, you see? All right, guys. I don't know if you guys were
Yep,
paying
I did.
attention. Yeah, so in the other census, it was saying that's his mom. And I was like, look, I mean, that could be his grandma based on the ages. So I was right. That's his grandson. Here she is, 45, and he's 9. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. Laura Henderson, Ernest Jackson. So if that's his grandson, it has a different last name. Then most likely that's the mom of his mom. It has to be. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Conclude based on the where's he getting the Jackson from? You know. So his mom might be a Henderson. So that's still kind of. I'm gonna add this. This is in Pulaski, right? I mean Hawksville, Pulaski. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Talk with unscrambled minds. It's probably the same case in the other record, but I can't verify the other record. In this case, I can verify that here because we have a census literally telling me that's the grandson, right? That's the grandson. I don't even say here. Oh, this is occupation, but that's the grandson. Yep, grandson. And there's a Henderson living right next to them, Fanny Henderson. She's 24. Okay. So I hit refresh on the search and this is popping up. Ezekiel Thomas Henderson. Let's see. Come on. They're really hating with the hints today. It's not my internet. My internet is working fine. They're just blocking it. Come on, Spirit. There we go. Let's see. So Hillary Henderson, her spouse. Let me just open this. And now we got the possible granddad. The only problem is we're listing her as the mom. So we got to fix that. Yeah. So now watch what I got to do, guys. All right. So I got to fix the relationship at I think it's the mom. See, I'm going to assume it's on the mom side because where's the Jackson? Jackson must be the dad side. Right. So I got to get him off here. Flora as the biological mom. She still will be in the tree. Okay. Now I'm going to add mother. I'm going to just put Henderson. Right. So he was born 1920. I put Henderson was born about 1900, right? Make her 20 years old, just about, or 1898, right? 1898 about. We'll say she passed away in Georgia. Okay. So now I'm gonna add Flora right here. Right. And then I'm gonna say merge with a duplicate I have. It should pop up. Merge with duplicate. And look for Flora. Yep, Flora Henderson, that one. Grab this name. Spouse, yeah. Merge. And now we got it. So now that you go to the tree, as you guys can see, so we got Ernest. And again, I'm assuming that the Henderson is coming from his mom's side because he's a Jackson. So the dad must be a Jackson, right? Hey, Guyana Spies, go to my members only videos. That's where I got all my footage of Costa Rica and past videos that I deleted. You missed them. All right. Look, Fanny. Fanny might be her mom. I gotta check Fanny's age. There goes Fanny. That was the neighbor. That was the neighbor. That might be her mom. Born about 1904. Yeah, that would make her. Yep. That might be the mom, guys. I'm always muted talking a little bit. So there goes Fanny. I found Fanny as one of the children of Flora and Hillary. Fanny was one of the neighbors living with Flora and Ernest. And Fanny is literally almost of the age where she could be Ernest's mom. So this is what I was saying. I was over here talking muted this whole time. It's all good. So let me just show you what I mean again, guys. What was that? 1910. 1930, right here. Census. We got Flora and Ernest, says grandson, and then it says Fanny Henderson, head of household, and Hallie. So it seems like Fanny's living on her own or something. It says she's 24 here. About. Okay. So if that's right, in 1930, that means she was born 1906. So that means she was about 16 or 17 when she had Ernest, if that's his mom, if that's her correct age. So yeah, maybe she had him young and that's why he's growing up with Flora. And it's like literally there's a Fanny Henderson right next to them. So it's probably the same property. Said Fanny, how do you, hey Poeta, how you know you're doing the same lines? Like how you know we're talking about the same people? You have all these people in your tree? Like all of them? What are you referring to, man? You got all these people in your Arthur, Gary Brinkley, Ernest Jackson, Charlie Glenn. You have all these people in your tree? Fanny's a common name. I say Fanny all the time. All right. They're not the same, okay. All right, well. Well, this Fanny right here is a Henderson. Oh, actually, well, look, Flora's actually Washington. Look at this, guys. She married a Henderson, right? We know that, Hillary. See how we get detailed, more and more detailed? So that's her actual last name, maiden name. She married a Hillary Henderson. Fanny, there goes Fanny again. It seems like that's the only female so far that I've seen as the daughter. I think that's the mom. I think that's the mom, guys. See, now in general, I would ask Jonas, does Fanny sound familiar, or you get somebody like a grandma or somebody? And most people do have their grandma or somebody they can ask, and they'll be like, yeah, yeah, we know that name, you know. But he doesn't have nobody we can ask, like things like that. So it's like I, as a genealogist, think that's his mom, Fanny, because they have a daughter, right? We're looking for a daughter, one of the daughters. That seems to be the only daughter that's popping up. Sorry, guys. It got dark here. All right. It's Fanny. I'm gonna go with Fanny. I think that's his mom. Since that's the only daughter they had. So Jonas, do you understand what I'm saying?
On which part? Speaking of the daughter,
With Ernest's mom, yeah.
right?
Who I think,
That makes sense.
okay, we got an Ernest living in Pulaski with Flora Henderson, two different census, right? We found out that's Flora Washington who married Hillary Henderson, and this is their kids right here, right? They only have one daughter, Fanny Henderson. That's what I'm saying. I think that's her. And it seems that she was like either 16 or 17 or very young when she had Ernest. And it kind of makes sense as why he would be with his grandma.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I just want you to know, because your dad doesn't know, right? Like, no, there's no way to verify this, or is there?
Not at all.
Okay. So
I
I'm gonna
will.
add Fanny as his mom. That's what I want you to know what I'm doing, so you can be able to, you know.
All right. I'm gonna try to give his sister a call too and try to see what I can
Okay.
find.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can do like any all these things you can like find out, and we can like when we have another session, we can like we can add that info.
All right.
Okay. So how did I conclude? Okay. So we know he was living with grandparents, right? Flora. 2 census in a row, and it was Henderson, and he's a Jackson. So this is why I assumed it has to be coming from the mom side, right? And the Jackson most likely the dad. So we don't know yet. I don't know who the dad is. There's a couple of hints we're getting, but it's all different Ernest Jacksons we got to verify. I didn't see Fanny on any of them. And plus the hints are like acting up, man. I don't know why. Search one more time. Mhm. So there's an Ernest Jackson here and a World War II draft card, and he's in Dade, Florida. So I don't know. It says birthplace Putnam, Georgia. It almost matches his birth date. I have 1920. Well, not almost, but I don't know where I got January 2099. That's probably from some census. But this one was born in November 1920, same year. Ended up in Dade, Florida. I think I know you told me that's where he ended up. So it might be him. And then another one here, Ernest Pulaski. This one's from Pulaski, so this one even might be the same person. And anything about Ernest being imprisoned or
Not that I know of.
okay. Here we go. Okay. Pulaski, that's probably him right here.
I see Gracie Jackson. She just passed though.
Yeah, who's that? That's
My
was it your aunt or something?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
my dad's sister.
Okay. I have that already. I don't know. See, the hints are acting up. It just told me I had 7. Now I only got 2. Now it doesn't show me. What do we have? 19. So let me look for the 1920 census. So this Ernest Jackson is living in 1920 in Odasna, Meriwether, Georgia. Does that sound familiar? Like that town? Your family was from, apart from the other ones.
No, I don't even know what is it.
Okay, because this one says the dad is Dorley Jackson and the mom Annie Jackson, but that could be Fanny. It's just a letter off. That could be Fanny. I'm just saying.
Right.
Marcella Ernest. Okay, Ernest would be like a baby here. Crawford Mulatto, James Jackson and Ruby Jackson, 1920 Ernest, another one. So as you can see, there's a couple Ernest Jacksons. This is what I'm saying. You gotta kind of like try to get once you have the leads, once you tell your family, look what I found. Henderson, I found these people. I found him living with, I think it's him in Pulaski with a Flora Henderson. It might refresh their memory and they might remember stuff. This one got Hattie. That's a dad. No mom here. No mom here. So this could be one too. No mom here. 1920s. Mulatto. Ward. Jesse and Annie again. Another one. MacArthur. Another one from MacArthur Village. So it's a lot of Ernest Jackson. So definitely something you got to kind of get more specific on. See if you can get his town where he was born, all that. Ernest Jackson, like as much specifics as you can. Let me see where I got the birthday. That one doesn't have the birthday. That one doesn't have the birthday. That one has no birthday. Let me see. Okay. If you can verify his death date, probably, right? 12th May 1987. Does that sound in Dade, Florida? Does that sound About right? I'm in the 80s. Because that's where I'm getting the birthday from this death index. That's him.
I don't know. I would most definitely ask.
Okay, yeah, you gotta ask all this stuff, so we can be sure. If not, we're just kind of like guessing. Okay. But I mean, based on what I was able to search and make sense of, it seems like if that's the same Ernest, that's his family right there on the mom's side. So, you know, before I continue with them, kind of got to verify that before, because we might be going up a different line. But I think that's them if that information that you had is correct. Yeah, yeah, I know Annie and Fanny. I know that. It's just the match, the birthdays don't match with Annie and Fanny. So, we're gonna do Charlie Glenn's parents. I think you had Charles and mommy, and then you have Mammy's parents. So let me just do Charles real quick. Okay, so man, the hints, man. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna look at yours, see what you got as hints already. See, when I go to your account, the hints work. That's crazy, man. Like it's not letting me. Like it's literally. There we go. Like shadow banning me over here too. All right. So Essie, that's not the Mary. So Essie 1930, 1920. Essie, Mary Bozeman. Okay, marriage 1924. So after, huh? That makes no sense to me. That must not be the same Charlie then, because this Charlie's 1920, 1930 with Essie, and then which the one is yours is got married 1924, so I can't. Let me see if anybody's in here that we recognize. So Essie, okay, Essie is the daughter. So let me see, Charlie, Annie, Raymond, Dorothy. None of these kids, Pearl. And I see none of them are here. Ross, Lula, that's a different family. Wow. So you guys see why they're giving him this as a hint? Because I think his people have been in TIFF, and so they're giving me like, which one is it? Yeah, this one. Oh no, this is a whole different town, anyways. Yeah. So they have different kids and everything. The only thing that matches is that this guy's wife's name is Essie, and his ancestors' daughter's name is Essie. That's the only thing that matches. And like, of course, Charlie, but that's not the same. So you got to hit no on these bad hints. Okay. Now you're gonna get all confused. So yeah, he's not married to Essie. He's married to a Mary Elvira Bozeman. Okay, and they got married in 1924. Charles Glenn, Mary L. Bozeman. There you go. In Worth, Georgia. So that's them right here, 1950. Charlie and Mary Elvira with Dorothy, Pearl, Nisa, Ross, all the kids we recognize. Hmm. So I think you added the other family, but I don't think that's the same people because he was with the same lady. Well, he was with he would be with both of them at the same time is what I'm trying to say. So I think that's a whole other, and the kids don't match. So I don't see that as an extra marriage. I see that as somebody totally different.
All right.
The hints ain't working for you, Kofi? Okay, good. Yeah, I'd be thinking all these crazy conspiracies sometimes, man. I don't know when is it like a malfunction on the website or just shadow banning, you know? What you see guys see is just like they just hating. They will start working and then it won't work again. Then they'll let me add something, they won't let me add something. So he has on his account he has Fulton, William. Okay, you did add Kelvin. That's not okay. The South Carolina on that side. I see you have somebody named Kelvin Glenn from South Carolina. That's that I don't think that's Charlie. And let me see. I'm just gonna go to your tree real quick. You can see. So for Charles C. Glenn, you have the guy that was born or that passed away in Fulton, Georgia. I don't know how sure you of that. Um, and then you have a guy named Calvin. I don't think that's him at all. Um, and then you have this funeral thing, which would list his parents as that's him. But you think that's him right here, Charles Colson Glenn, born in 1894 in Richmond County, Georgia, and passed away in that
Um,
year.
I'm not really sure though. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if that was for sure, I'd be like, oh, there we go, we got the parents. But this could be somebody totally else, you know. When you added that hint, why did you add it? Like, did this is this like the name sound familiar?
Um, all I remember just getting as much information that I can
Okay,
or could, and then I just put it in. And
okay.
I think I did go back and ask somebody, and they was saying something similar to that, so that's why I added.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You would have to really be sure. Like, yeah, I talked to this person here and write it down. Like when you talk to them, and like, yeah, this is for sure. You know, like so you can like.
I mean, it's still kind of hard to even be sure because I mean they not even really sure.
Well, they can tell you if he died in Fulton or like around the 60s or they might things like that. You gotta like you gotta tell them specifically. Look, I found this death record of a Charlie C. Glenn, born 1895, passed away in 62 in Fulton, Georgia, right? And then it has they had June 9 60. Let me see if that's the same one. So because it's the same date, so you tell them it says his middle name Colson, father William Bones Glenn, Effie Elizabeth Glenn, the mom. So maybe that might refresh their memory, you know. And once they say they don't know, then like, okay, then then we're guessing. We don't. This might not be him. You get it? Like we can't add it. So those are the things you gotta really get specified, like where you're stuck. You gotta really try to get the what you know and what you don't know for sure, and then move on. Like, this is it's a dead end, and you might have to do boots on the ground. Eventually, one day. Uh, if you can't get anything from family. So, these are the kind of things, guys, you gotta make sure when you're trying to do the genealogy, right? Full names, birth and death years, including the birth, the day, the month, and the locations. Yeah, usually, if somebody's carrying a surname as a middle name, usually it's a maiden name that somebody wanted to carry on, so it wouldn't be lost. So they added as a middle name to their children or their descendants. So the name continues. Usually that's the case, guys. Not always. So let's see what I find. I hit search on Charles. Let's see what I can find. Let me see. So there's a Charlie Glenn in Fulton, Georgia. And let me see. And you see this one? It says White. It's Charlie Glenn White. The
I
one
have
that
no idea. I have no idea. I never met him.
What? Well, let me see. I mean, we're not talking about somebody too far back. Let's try to make sense of that, right? So, is anybody like your dad look light skinned?
Nah, it black is no way.
So would your dad's grandparents be white? Is what I'm asking you. Would he not? Yes.
I
not
mean,
know
he
that?
never
Like,
said
I
it.
mean,
I mean, from where he told me, like, I mean, he don't even really even know him like that, but he would have pretty much told me if he was white though.
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point. Like, I think that's something he would know, and at least his mom, Charlie Lee Richardson, would know if her parents were white, right? You ever meet your
Right.
grandma, Charlie Lee?
Yeah, I have. But I never answered this type of stuff. I wish I did though.
But did she look like she could have white parents or a white dad? In your honest opinion, or
I mean, I don't think so, but anything possible.
I just think you have the wrong info on your. This is what I'm trying to make a point. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to your tree. This I'm doing this. I'm not picking on you. I'm just because I bet you a lot of people do this. They have it the same stuff on their tree. They just like adding stuff. But you got to pay attention to stuff like that. Like, so this guy right here, Georgia Deaf Index, Charlie C. Glenn, he's a white man. He was born in the 60s. They wouldn't be, I mean, I don't think they would be calling him white, passing for white in the 60s still. Like, they would probably call him black, colored, Negro, There's the whole segregation thing going on. So I don't think I wouldn't go with that. So it's the same guy who died right here, June 962. That's Charles Colson Glennon. I don't think that's your family, is what I'm trying to say, especially if you're not sure. Yeah, so things like that is what may help you ask the right questions. You got to notice things like that. So if you added that and you got to say, hey, Dad, I found this. Like, could your grandfather be white? He'll tell you, no, hell no. Or yeah, my mom did say, it might refresh his memories, right? So this is what I mean. When you guys are doing this, pay attention to the hints and what they're really saying, and then you can ask questions based on that. And that might help your elders remember or say yes or no, confirm it. Even if they might not remember or know everything, but you remind them, you refresh them, like, no, definitely he ain't white. Not definitely he's not. So you cancel out certain hints. You know for sure that's not him. This Charles Glenn is in Georgia, mulatto, is a prisoner. He's in jail. This one. This is in 1920. And then Charlie, that's the one that's white that passed away. Pretty much is these right here, like one, 13th of February. I'm gonna go to the Boozman side. I know you have something for her. And I think it's these Rosos and Sally. Is that something you can definitely say, yeah, that's in the family history, we can confirm that? Or is that something
told to me?
That was told to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah, because you do have it on your tree. Well, I'm gonna go through it and see. And who told you that? That's your dad?
No, that was cousin.
I didn't hear, but
Yeah.
but whoever told
you. A cousin told me that.
Okay, so wherever she got that from, they might know Charles, Charles' parents, or something more about your other family members, just because that's pretty far back to know that would be your second great grandparents that a cousin would know.
I asked her too. I tell her like about around this area here, like people, I don't know, it's like they forget like who's who.
Yeah. So you're saying, Chief Secol, you're saying that some of the Boozmen are from the Nottoway? Okay. So here's Elvira Bozeman at 3 years old in Pulaski, Georgia, with Rosos and Sarah. So things like this help to confirm, Rosos, Bozeman, and Boozman. Gotta break the spells for real. do heart. Hmm. Come on, come on. There we go. So on this side, you knew all these people, like orally, Samuel Champ Duhart and Harriet Bensley. This would be your
But
third
then,
great grandparent.
I got all this from my, the same cousin that told me about them.
Okay, and so how? But okay, well,
she actually said that she remembered them because she actually older. She way older than me.
okay, so she should know all this stuff, right? Like it's just not just like she didn't
Right.
guess. It's like she
Right.
probably has, okay. She has a family Bible and she's older and she knows elder folks.
Right.
Okay. Just French. Yeah. Hmm. already know. Hey, bro. Just going to the bathroom real quick and getting some water. I'll be right back. Okay. We should be almost done. We're doing. I mean, it's pretty. A lot of still. There's a lot of hints here on this side right here that we're gonna go through. See how far back I can get. But I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, we're back. I'm back. Thank you for that. All right. The person who runs this channel has ways to be reached so you can ask questions. I don't just select names, man. Most of these people have been following me for a while. Just a lot of people got kind of lucky recently because I'm doing the public life genealogies. So if you want to volunteer for the public life genealogy, you can probably cut. But a lot of people have been asking me for years privately to help them with their genealogy. And it's usually people that hardcore followers, my Patreon, people that show me a lot of love. I show the love back, Okay. And you got to be informed with my videos because I'm going to be talking about stuff, doing your genealogy. You're like, I don't know. No, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. Then we can't even have conversations about it. That you would be lost doing your genealogy if you're not informed. You're not been watching all my videos. So the question you're asking shows me you don't really watch me. So you got to really catch up to the videos and get to know me. Right. And my name is Kurimeo. It's not this person. All right, Itchy Braids, welcome. So return qualified voters. So this usually has something to do, I guess it would be my opinion, but when you read it, you can understand. So these are U.S. returns of qualified voters and Reconstruction oath books. Most of these people are ex-Confederates. A lot of these people, not just necessarily soldiers, but part of that, the South, like if they voted Confederate or they went with, so they had to sworn in, they had to do an oath saying, I'm going to read it. Listen to this. So it says, I, Sam Duhart, solemnly swear in the presence of Almighty God and citizen of Georgia, and I reside in County Pulaski, that I am 21 years old and that I have not been disfranchised for participation in any rebellion or civil war against the United States, nor for felony committed against the laws of any state or the United States, that I have never been a member of any state legislature, nor held any executive or judicial office in any state, and afterwards engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. So again, you might find your family members in this, guys. It's not going to tell you exactly specifically that they were on the Confederate side, but this is why they have to sign this in general. So, now remember the Union won. So now they're making all the people they knew were Confederate supporters or part of the states of Confederacy, right? To sign this. And the new government, the Union, right, that took over. Hey, you gotta. So that case, in case now they got you, like you saying, yeah, I never did it. I swear I was always on your side. I swear I was always on your side. Yeah, this is black folks, right? This is his. We know this guy is so-called black. So most of the Confederates were so-called black. See, the history was told to you. The history that's told to you is lie. It's a lie. It's whitewashed. Hmm. Really, itchy braids. Hey, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you, man. You don't have to be on the Patreon, but if you're wanting, especially since you're new, I would prefer you soak down the info before you become a patron. I don't know why, if you're new here, why you want to become a patron so right away. That's not gonna push you in line ahead. But if you want to do the public life genealogy, you don't even need to be a patron, okay? Because I prefer you to make sure you are down with all the real history. Right. And you're saying Seer Duke bought me here? You're saying Seer the Duke told you to come to my channel? Wow. If that's what I'm interpreting, then wow, man. Like, I didn't know he was doing that. Like, if he is, then damn, thank you. I see him in a whole different way now. If he did do that, because before he wasn't really, he was talking about these YouTubers, these other YouTubers misinforming people. But it's all good. If he did, man, I appreciate him if he did do that. But that's like, more science master teacher right there. I don't think he would agree with a lot of my stuff, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe things have changed. Hmm. The real's always rocking with me. That's what keeps me going. That's what really keeps me going. If not, I would have been like, man, F all this. All this unnecessary stress sometimes. But what's all this about slave? What are you talking about? Elizabeth Roundtree, slave owner. Okay. So what does it have to do with Samuel Champ Duhart? What does it have to do with Samuel Champ Duhart? Why are you putting this as a hint here? Ancestry. What? What does this have to do with Samuel? Let me see. I'm gonna go into census. I'm doing this. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic, guys. I'm gonna go into the census and see if I see Samuel Duhart in here anywhere. No, I don't see no Samuel Duhart anywhere in here. Not even as a slave owner. Okay, so what is the point of this hint? And people will still add stuff like this, like, I found it. He's a slave. I knew it. We're talking about 1924. He was born, right? Before slavery was supposed to be over. All so-called black folks supposed to be enslaved by then, but during these times, that's the hijack. You guys know how many genealogy I've done and how many real slaves I've actually encountered or indentured servants. I'm sure many people recommend listening to me. Like, I just don't expect people like him, because before I don't think he looked very highly of me before. Hey, his little foot soldiers coming over here. Oh, he'll debunk you. He know way more than you. So I never really personally heard him, because I did watch him a lot. Ever. So if he does now, hey man, I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. So where do we get this from? Hold up. So these people have their parents. Where do they get that from? Yeah. Freedman tax list. Samuel Duhart, Hawkinsville, Pulaski, Georgia. That's definitely him. Okay, let me see. Yeah, this. You have this. Can't do hard. Already have this. Okay. Hector. So what are they trying to say? Just trying to get Samuel's parents, guys. Yeah, I'm making sure because there was no records for it, and it's just a family that has it on. I want to make sure they're correct. So I found this guy, passed away, born. Let me see, Sam. I got. Oh no, 1820. That's not him. That's not him. This guy was born 1860. Okay, that's not him. But he has a brother named Hector, sibling. You see, so this is why I was interested. They're giving me Hector here. So let me see. Yeah, I already got Pool. That's Elijah Muhammad's name, right? Last name. So I got his tree already. I'm gonna do it live. Well, I'm gonna get as far back as I can on that tree. I'm still working on it. You know, I don't just pick random last names, guys. I do genealogies, specific genealogies for a reason. You know, these ones are different, guys. These are because these are people volunteering. Not everybody's gonna want to do their genealogy live, like this right now, where everybody can see. Are you willing to do that? So, you know, that's the difference. Okay. So this is an agricultural like census. It tells you how much the person had, like acres, how much worth of cattle, equipment they had. Looking for his parents. Mary J. Piercy. Harriet Homer. I don't know why this guy who has another tree that has his family members, he has the parents for Samuel. I don't see no, there's no, let me see. There's no, there's no record showing that. And then he got this slave schedule attached. Why does he have the slave schedule attached? This is what I'm saying, guys. I went over this earlier, and I showed you. What does Samuel Cham have to do with this? The owner here listed Elizabeth. There's no names on the slave schedule. You see, guys, there's no names for the slaves supposedly, right? So, what are we supposed to assume? We're supposed to assume Samuel's in here. Is that what we're doing? That's what I'm saying. So this guy has this attached. That makes me not want to trust that he got the right parents. I don't know. Where is he getting the parents from, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. He must have had it from a different family. Let me see. Okay, he got Hector from this family. And then right here, he has Frank and Betty. Different people, right? Look at that. Hector and Rosie Polly. That's what he has. So he has it from her. Let me see what she has as proof. Yeah. Cheryl Bush, right? This is Cheryl Bush. Let me show you. Cheryl Bush. She looked like Bush too. What the hell? Oh, man. Anyway, she has the parents with no sources. She has other family members, though. Let's see what. Okay, then she has Joe. She has your tree, which I don't think you have a source for that. Greg Moore. Let me see. Greg Moore. Let's see what he has. Greg Moore don't have no sources for the parents. You don't have their age, nothing. You don't have no info on them, nothing. These people are just adding stuff here, guys. This is what I'm saying. Okay, let's see what he got it from. He got it from Richard. Richard didn't have nothing. Samuel. Okay, yep. None of these people really had anything. See this one, April. Okay, 1970. We have this already. So nobody really has any records for Hector and stuff, and the parents. Let's see this. Jane Bradshaw. Okay. Richard don't have anything either. I don't see how they're linking them up to Samuel. Honestly, guys, I don't. This is the moments you contact the people yourselves and say, "Hey, where are you getting this from?" And he's willing to help. I don't know if you're hearing me, Jonas, but I guess on this case you would. I have love for his word.
I said,
More than where you gotta ask him, where are you getting the parents from? How do you know those are his parents? Hector and Polly, whatever. You know? And because I don't see no records really for them. You know, he could have a family Bible. He might like, yeah, my grandma told me, you know, he might have inside info we don't know about. And then I think that's where they end up. That's kind of where you ended up too, with Hector and Polly in Georgia. And yeah, you didn't have any. Okay. So Duhart, this is pretty far back a little bit. So Duhart, family history, Georgia. Let's see what comes up. Like more modern stuff. 1870, okay. let's see, Sam. Sam. Hector. Hector. Lasky. Won't open. No input file specified, huh? John Duhart Walker, Pulaski County, Georgia. Duhart. African Americans. So if you can find out like the first Duhart, who brought Duhart over to Georgia? You can trace your families backwards, guys. You got to try that, and don't think it's just white folks. And you'll never even you won't ever find them. You think it's just white folks. Yeah, these are just giving me random stuff here. This is like generalized info. Just too hard. Just too hard. This might be a cousin of yours. Judge too hard. He's in Ohio though. Why they giving me these? Okay, Whitehead Duhart. Look, that's your family. Wait, what? Hold up. They got both your family's last names. Hold on. Okay. So we had Whitehead. Oh, Whitehead's on the other side. Okay. Samuel 1824 for Samuel. This guy's born 1815. So this could be a brother of a sibling. These are Walkers. I mean, so nothing specific on the Duharts that I can find. Sorry, I got the trees mixed up a little. Oh, there we go. That's tree we got here. Come on. They have in South Carolina on that one. Nothing. So when I do these kind of searches, guys, when I say Bensley family history, or sometimes you get whole websites specifically for the Bensleys of Georgia or the Bensleys of Pulaski, or even a book, the Bensley genealogy. So that's why I kind of do this sometimes to see if I can find anything, so I can get the background of how that name got to Georgia, and that's how you end up finding your family members. I'm telling you, Barnsley, Bensley. Okay. Okay. Fortunately, I don't have much. My fault, guys. I was sharing the wrong screen, guys. My fault. You guys got to tell me. My fault. I was showing the wrong tree. Hmm. No, I'm not researching names right now. Do you even watch me, Herbine? Do you know what I'm doing? I'm not just researching random names. That's not what I'm doing, guys. You guys got to be able to, like, when it comes to your family, know, do that same research, like, can't ask a random person to do a research for you. If you don't understand what we're doing somebody's genealogy, all of his family tree, a specific person's. We're not doing a specific family or last name. We're helping somebody right now. Hmm. Okay, Herbie, I didn't say anything else. I explained. You already said apologize. Okay, I get it. I didn't say anything else. I think you might be watching like a couple minutes late. Welcome. This is what I'm saying. Like, you just joined and you automatically came in with a request. Hey, research is this, instead of finding out what we were doing. But I get it. You didn't do it in a bad way. I get it. Don't worry. We good now. Okay. Yeah. Are you there, Jonas?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, your tree is one of those that is just, you run into trees like this. It's very difficult, man. Especially if you're not able to verify things. Like on your mom's side, it's the same story. You don't have nobody to ask, like who's Haiti or Arsender's people, Sally's, Van Buren's.
I have asked people on that side too, but like I said, everybody and like they don't remember.
I'm sorry, I didn't. You were cutting off a little.
I said I did ask some people on that side too, but everybody act like they don't remember.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that on your mom's side it's just like, because this is not that far back. Like, there should be, some history. So let me see, Brinkley. As most indentured servants had to serve for a period of 7 years, this Michael Brinkley must have completed the service he owed his master Jones. But because he's coming from Europe, they wouldn't call him a slave, huh? But he was literally a slave for 7 years, indentured servant. I'm reading this history on the Brinkley last name. So they're saying the first Brinkley that this person was able to find was this guy who came in as an indentured servant, Michael Brinkley. And survived the 1964 Indian massacre in Virginia, as this same Michael Brinkley later appears in circa 1650, a small freeholder living along the Nansemond River in the Bennett's Creek area of old Nansemond County, huh? With the Bennetts, huh? He said, very hush hush, people. We've been here for a while. You know, we're not seeing a lot to really talk about a lot. So indentured servant. So indentured servant Michael Brinkley seems to have relocated farther inland out in search of better land for growing tobacco to what it was then a very remote, desolate area located south of the Nansemond County seat, the town of Suffolk, on a sandy ridge on the western edge of the Great Dismal Swamp. Okay. Okay, so that's that Brinkley. Maybe it's the same that eventually became your last name. Possibly. Brinkley family genealogy. You gotta dodge the hijack with, you know, it doesn't mean Brinkleys are only white. When you go to these websites and that's all they have, that's all they're gonna have, guys. They're gonna put, because they remember you're supposed to be from Africa. We Indians always have reserved the right to adopt. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep, you adopted the last name too. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Histories. Ain't no info on this website. So what's the info? This is just modern day people. Let's see. Van Buren. That's his name, Van Buren Brinkley. Like that, I mean Van Buren. Like Dutch. You have some Dutch ancestry there. Van Buren, huh? Van Buren Brinkley. Spit it out. Nothing, right? No. There's nothing in that website. The Brinkley and allied families of Nansemond County, same place, Virginia. See where that guy was coming from, the indentured servant. Okay, so this is a possibility, Jonas. On the Brinkley side, you might end up there in Virginia, you know. And these people, if they brought that name with you know, whether it was a Black European, white European, whatever, but I would assume Black European, right? Mixing with Indians, obviously, like there's nobody else, like Sepe was saying right here. He said, we got the right to adopt anybody. You know, that's what Indians did. Adopted the name too. All right. They not. I'm gonna blink it so I know. There you see. Gishi's Slomizi. Check it out, bro. Like or ma'am, I don't know if you're male. Check it out. Just because you see white folks with your last name, it doesn't mean they might not have an ancestor that is your same ancestor. They might even be Black. You never know that. white folks, a lot of black folks eventually married white folks, and then their kids married white folks, and then their kids. It takes 1 or 2 generations, guys. It don't take many generations to change the color. So don't just because I'm showing you a website of Brinkley's, right? And you see all white folks, don't just say, "Oh, those are all Europeans." So the black Europeans in your family are also Europeans. So what? Okay. Now, if you think these people took your family's name and these are not Brinkley's originally, now you got to prove that, though. You got to prove that, man. Okay, cool. I'm just, just because I don't do the whole, oh, everybody is white is a, no, I don't do that, bro. Either. I'm just saying, if you have a theory, a conspiracy, prove it, right? If not, you might be related to these people. And that might be a fact you might not want to admit, but you might be related to these people, whether they're 8 cousins 12 times removed. You never know. They descend from the same black European you descend from that brought that name over. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, don't judge so quick, man. Don't put yourself on the high pedestal. We know how history is. It's fucked up. History, this shit stuff happened, I know. But you never know either. So I'm just saying, leave that open. No, I know you've been through. I mean, that's your family last name. I'm sure you have. I'm just saying. So you said, where does your Brinkley's end up? And what years? Because they're talking about 1600s. I'm not talking about these people right here from the 1900s. These are people from 1900s. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who brought the name over. That's what I first said. Who brought this name over? Who brought it to Georgia? I didn't say these people did. I didn't say these people are related to you. I'm just saying, don't exclude them. They might have the same ancestor as you. People do change color, man, eventually, and start mixing with other people. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Jonas. So yeah, man. Unfortunately, bro, like, I wish I could help you out. I think we had done your tree a long time ago, and I mean, we pretty much had gotten everything we have here. Like, you have to verify a lot of things, bro. Like, get more specifics, and then we can pursue certain things. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't. You gotta like see what I was doing with the Brinkleys, like find out the whole history, like, or with the Hillmans. Who brought the Hillmans? How did Hillman get in Georgia? Whose Ernest dad? Where's he getting the Jackson from? We found him living with a Fanny. Is that his real mom? Is that the right Ernest? But we're like guessing a lot. I don't usually do the guessing, with the genealogy because I might be wrong. So, I try. Hopefully, I mean, you can able to get info and continue, and maybe I can help you when you have more info. But yeah, your tree is a little hard. It seems like not a lot of people that are related to you are doing the tree, so it's not a lot of like, So right now, I don't see no slaves either for anybody to be calling you a descendant of a slave either. So, hey, I got my genealogy. I want to see you show me where I'm a slave, right? So, but not in clear like that. And yeah, it's difficult, man. Your tree's a little difficult, man. We need more info from you to help so we can pull up the hints. Yeah. Yeah, man. But I mean, I hope you don't give up. You know what I mean? Like, keep trying, and hopefully, you're able to do the boots on the ground. And maybe I can help you when you're out. Out there doing that. So, just let me know. All right, man. Like, unfortunately, sorry if I couldn't get any more. I did get Oh no, I think you already had it. You had Oh, you did, at least the Fanny. I don't think you had that. The Flora and Washington and Hillary. So you can verify that at least. I think you didn't have that. So maybe we made a breakthrough right there. But yeah, your tree's a little hard, bro. But appreciate you volunteering either way, man.
I appreciate you going through it, seeing what all was authentic and what all was
I'm sorry.
I said, you know what I'm saying? I haven't even just be able to go through the whole process to see what all was authentic and what was.
I'm sorry. I thought you were still. Did, what? I'm
All
sorry.
right,
What did you?
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was just saying that I basically appreciate the experience overall. To be able to just go through the process and see what was authentic and what wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't make out what you're saying, bro. My fault. It sounds like little like muffled like speaker.
What about now?
I heard that. I can understand that. I can understand that.
Yeah, I was just saying that I appreciate opportunity to be able to go through all see what all
No,
you
no,
know.
right there. No, right there. You sound like you're humming, bro. Like I don't know why. I can't make out what you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah, you sound like deep bass and like on speaker. I can't understand what you're saying. But you can if you like to ask me on Telegram or whatever, or on the Patreon or whatever. Hey, anybody in the chat understood him? Help me out. Like I didn't really understand what he said. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's on my end. All right. Yeah, Joan is just saying, appreciates being able to go through this, the opportunity and to see what is possible and what is probably not correct, the info. So I guess, I'm glad I was able to help you in that way a little bit. No problem, bro. Like, just hit me up anything you have any new info and we can I could see and input it and we can work through like Telegram or Zoom or whatever and then just update it.
All right.
All right, cool, bro. But thanks for your time today, man, and I appreciate you again volunteering, and hopefully we can get, we can break through these stumps right here. Thank you, man.
All right. You're welcome.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I appreciate everybody that came through in the live chat. Hopefully it helped you a little bit. If you're new to the channel, go watch the previous episodes. Is we go very thoroughly inside a lot of different genealogies, so you guys can see how different each genealogy is. It's very different. All families are not the same, especially when doing the genealogy, you're not going to get the same results. That's what I mean. It's not always easy, and it's not always hard either. So, but sometimes it is a little difficult, especially if we can't, there's no elders to really kind of verify it with, or they don't know much, it gets really difficult for real. So I guess it's like if you have a lead, you might have to pursue it, boots on the ground, and go from there, and be able to find something. Let's see here. But I appreciate you guys. I might drop a little video tonight later on. I might, just make it public. I don't know if I'll premiere it. Maybe I'll premiere it, but I might throw a little video on later on. Might have some more genealogies this week. Again, if you wanna like volunteer, just let me know. Hit me up on the platforms, and we'll try to set it up. I'll make time for it, and now we can do it. I appreciate you. Much respect to everybody from Nebraska and everywhere else in the Midwest, in the middle, in the West, in the East, and the South. Appreciate everybody coming through. Thank you for the support. Thank you to the moderators, my Patreons. Thank you. And we should be back. We shall be back with another one soon. Let me just. So yeah, let me know if you want to volunteer for one of these. But guys, please have the info. Like, don't just volunteer. You don't have the info. You know, because then it's like we're just here like trying to figure things out, and you know, there's a lot of dead air and stuff. So to make it go more smoother and faster, try to have the info. You know, we actually did pretty good today in the beginning. We got started fast because he had most of the basic info for his parents and grandparents. So it's just after that is where it got a little difficult. You know, usually once we get past that, the hints start helping. But in this case, they didn't really help today. Maybe it was a glitch, maybe because they were acting up. Maybe there'll be more hints, you know, tomorrow or next week or something start popping up, hopefully. But yeah, it didn't happen today. But again, thanks for coming through. All right. Look out for a video maybe later. It was a short one. Revealing. Hope you're enjoying the videos. All right. Hope you're enjoying the videos so far. Every day we try to come up with something. You know, I try every day. If not, you know, I take a little break because I just didn't have the time, or I had to do a research a little longer. All right. Taking me a little longer to make the video, but every day I try to have something for you guys. How much info? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just showed the info, guys. You got to have as far back as you can, guys. As far back. Full names, birth dates, death dates, locations of birth, locations of death. That's the info you guys need. Try to write this down, guys. Full names, birth dates, death dates, locations of birth, locations of death. That's it. Try to go as far back as you can with your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and further back if you can. That's the info. That's the info you need, okay? Get out in the garden. That's what that's what I'm about to go do, man. That's what I'm about to go do for sure, man. Shout out to Olmec 12 and Science for the background music. This outro is not from them though. This is from Anno Domini Beats. Pretty good, from the YouTube audio library. Pretty good producer, you know. This is named Future. This is all about the future, right? For the future, for the next generations, right? For the next generations. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. Wow.